First of all, thanks to everybody that came out. The great crowd. They were into the game. Certainly, our kids fed off that energy. I thought we played with good toughness and good emotion. Our guys were ready to play. I'm pleased about that. Indicative of what we've been talking about. Now entering our second year. Taking things one step at a time. Our guys did not look ahead. Do anything. I'm happy that we found a way to win the game. So we got a shutout. Defense played well. Played well on special teams. And found a way to get something offensively to score enough to win. So, fire away.
What do you tell Josh Jackson after that kind of batted in here, touchdown by Steve Peoples there deep?
Not for public consumption, what I said. I was not happy. We got lucky on that. And I made sure he knew about it. But he rebounds. He's smart. He understands things. And you know, he's still young. I mean, you know, he thought he had a chance one-on-one down there, and you know, at one time he probably 3 seconds before he threw it for another 3 seconds, threw it down there. But I'm happy with how he responded. And ultimately how he played.
I don't know if you know anything yet. Anything about that?
No. I mean, we didn't pull Steve for an injury.
Coach, are you pleased with Josh Jackson as a threat in the rushing game? Or how would you assess his development so far?
Sure. I mean, I think he does a good job with it. You know, we obviously want to get other people involved running the football, but I think he's been effective when we've asked him to do it. He's been judicious with the ball when he's been forced into running the ball, when it wasn't a called run, it was maybe a scramble. So I've been pleased with it. He's taking care of it first and foremost.
Just, I think when you look at Steve Peoples, you think, kind of a battering ram type, but I mean, for him to even be in the vicinity of that pass to Cam Phillips that didn't catch that deflected ball, I mean, does it say something about his versatility, that the way you're using him? And
Well, I think it says a little bit more about his hustle. You know, I mean, he was a secondary receiver on that play, but we held the ball for so long. I mean, we've run that play several times, never actually held the ball that long and forced the play that far down the field. And the fact that he stayed with it the entire time, I mean, that's kind of who he is. I mean, he is a hustling. He knows one speed and one speed only. We do feel good about him catching the ball. I think he caught the screen. I think he got the screen for a touchdown, so we feel comfortable with that. Obviously, Trayvon and McLeese have some of those skill sets too, but I think it speaks volumes about his effort on the field.
A little bit more on Steven. You talked about the move to tailback full-time you thought would really benefit him, that he wasn't splitting and focused. Have you seen kind of that development, and how much has that showed up?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's helped him. Not that he wasn't productive or didn't do a good job at fullback. It was kind of a deal that last year we were kind of mixing and matching what we were doing at the H-back position, and he was helpful there. But there was a point in the season where we really felt like he would be better suited carrying the football. And I think the fact that now he's had a full spring and 2 days and however many games we played, 4 games, to really kind of understand what we're trying to do back there has helped him, solely focus on that.
Justin, I think Williams was 3 for his last 16 passing. What were you able to do so effectively after the initial drives with him? And do you do anything differently knowing he is just 17 years old?
Well, we got pressure on him from a variety of different angles, and forced him to get rid of the ball quickly. I think he has a bright future, for what it's worth. I told Bobby that, and I grabbed Stevie after the game, said, keep working hard because you got some good days ahead of you. But I think the fact that we were able to get some pressure on him really helped us in the back end.
Diablo had the pick there in the first half. Are you glad to see him catch one of those one time? Looked like he came up a little hobbled as well. How's he doing after the game?
Yeah, we'll evaluate it further. Obviously he could not go back in, and we'll look at it and see and figure. But I was glad to see him catch the ball. He's been dealing with a wrist problem that's contributed to some of those balls that he's batted down the last couple of weeks that he hasn't been able to catch the ball. He's been playing a little bit, in fairness to him, in terms of those pass breakups, he's been a little bit limited. But we'll take a good look at it and see moving forward. And if it's big news, then I'll share it with y'all moving forward. And if it's not, then I probably won't tell you much.
We'll go to the back left of the room.
Coach, just talk about the significance of posting a second shutout in 4 games to start the season.
Well, I mean, it's obviously a nice thing to have when you feel like you're controlling the game on the defensive side of the ball. It provides you more opportunities to try and get up on people and force the issue that way. But we should be good on defense. With the guys that we've got coming back and the staff that we have, and the way we train and practice, I'm not taking those things for granted, but we expect to play at a high level.
Do we have questions for Coach? Thank you, Coach.
You bet. Thank y'all.
Come on, Kim. Once again, raise your hands for the microphones for questions for Cam. Go to Mike first.
Please share a good Stephen Peoples story with us. Anything that stands out when I say his name, what do you think of?
I think the first thing that comes to mind with Peoples is rough. I mean, he doesn't care what size you are, how big or small, fast or slow you are. He'll hit you with, everything he has. He's a playful guy too, man. In the locker room, he'll play around and dance a little bit. He doesn't show you guys that, but that's kind of behind the scenes.
Cam, were you surprised to see Peoples next to you on that deflected pass? I mean, I imagine he's not downfield that far that often.
I actually was. I didn't know, the ball got deflected, and then, as I'm falling back, I see another white jersey sprinting by me and the fans cheering, and, I figured something good had to happen, and then he's jumping up and down, celebrating, so, it's a big play for us, kind of, I guess, symbolized how the day went,
Did you deflect that, or did the defender deflect it, or how did it end up with him?
I think it might have bounced off my arm. I was fighting to get free, and I think he hit off me, and then got a perfect bounce to Peeps, and he caught it, and scored a touchdown.
You guys had a period where you scored 5 touchdowns in 6 possessions. What really changed for you guys during that time period where you guys were really able to get into a rhythm?
I think we sort of calmed down a little bit and just started to execute. It's always been like that. Not to say that that's a good thing. We like to start faster and put more points on the board earlier. But, that just shows when everyone does our job and we lock in and focus in how effective and efficient we can be on offense. So, that's definitely the focus moving forward.
Cam, you had your third 100-plus yard receiving game of the season and 4th in your last 5 games. You made it clear in Charlotte, I guess, at ACC kickoff that you're coming in this season with quite a bit of confidence and all that, but is this beyond what you might have even expected with the redshirt freshman quarterback and so many unknowns and unknown variables in the offense?
No, it's not beyond what I expected. I said unrealistic, or, to some people may be unrealistic, but really, really high expectations for myself. Just the hard work that I put in over the years and, with my team, leads to the coaches trusting me, trusting, to find me on certain plays, and Josh, the trust that we have, and, the chemistry we developed. All of that goes into it, but am I surprised or, never thought this would happen? No, I fully expect this and more. I'm blessed to be in a situation and to get the opportunities that I have, and I'm going to keep trying to make the most of them.
Back left of the room.
Yeah, with your work today, 31 straight games now with a reception, you break Isaiah Ford's record. Just talk to me about the significance, what that means to you, and what it feels to meet your goals that you were just talking about to exceed someone, a player like Isaiah.
It's a blessing, really, just to be that consistent. And like I said, the hard work is really paying off. I guess more people are starting to notice me now, coming back here every Saturday. But, it's just, it's special just to have that, that streak that sort of, I guess, goes unnoticed. But just to, come out every Saturday and just make the plays, and, when you're dependent upon, is really important. And, the consistency and the hard work is something that I really, take pride in.
Last question,
Cam, I think now this game's over, you're technically allowed to talk about Clemson. How eager are you guys to get a shot at Clemson again here?
We'll be ready to play them, when they come in. We're going to enjoy this win tonight, and then Coach will talk to us tomorrow about next week, and then, we'll be ready.
Thanks, Cam.
Thank you.
Ready to answer? Move to the microphone. Okay.
What did you guys do defensively just to kind of bottle them up all game? It seemed like they never really got in a rhythm, even if the quarterback was able to avoid some sacks and convert a little bit.
Coach Foster talked about all year long now playing a complete game. Last week we played about 75% of the game. Delaware, we gave a couple of big plays here and there. Coach Foster just hounded on playing a complete game, and we just came out, executed the game plan. Everything we saw and studied and practiced stood up majority of the game. So, we just took that as a challenge and just wanted to come out and play a complete 60-minute football game.
Luke, same thing we asked Cam after you guys finish off this non-conference slate undefeated, and I know several of your teammates this week kind of talked about Clemson in really hushed tones, really couldn't say an awful lot. A couple of guys said, yeah, it's there in the back of your head, but we've got to think about ODU. How good does it feel to finally be able to focus completely, entirely on that game for at least 1 week, and a game that's going to be huge as far as the nation is concerned?
We understand what it means, but it's a conference game. So like Coach Foster says every week, it's a playoff game every week. Stakes are higher, but, we try to go 1-0 each week. This just so happens to be next game. So, we're going to enjoy this win. Tomorrow we're going to start focusing up, breaking everything down, and getting ready to put everything we got into it.
How good did 2 shutouts in 4 games feel?
I was actually joking with Coach Foster on the sideline. I remember Delaware, somebody said something about he had one, this is 31st one or something. And I was thinking, Delaware was his 31st one. I was thinking, he get one every year since he coached 31 years. But it's kind of, I don't know, it feels good, but 2006 Tech defense gave up 4 shutouts. So, we're halfway there. We're trying to, be in the ranks of the #1 defense in the land, best defense Coach Foster has ever had. So, it feels good to have 2, but we're definitely aiming for 4, possibly 5 if we can. It'll be hard, but we'll try to do it.
Anything else from Luke?
No, out of here.
Don't plan on it.
How much can you share with the conversation you had with Fuente after that throw into the end zone to Cam? Can you share any of it?
That was the first touchdown that I've ever felt bad after throwing, like after a coach talking to me. So I'll tell you that.
It seemed like you guys really got in a rhythm there midway through the second quarter. You guys had 5 TDs on a span of 6 possessions. What really changed for you guys to allow you to start to execute better?
I don't know. We kind of just locked in, and like you said, we just started to execute better. The plays were there. We just needed to make them. We just really picked it up after those first couple of drives.
How thankful were you that Peoples was there to catch that ball?
See, in my opinion, I thought it was a one-on-one matchup with Cam, so I just threw it up to him. And I saw it got tipped because I think he hit Cam in the hands, and then Peoples caught it, and I just kind of laughed, and then I saw Fuente, and I was like, oh crap. So I don't know. It was just very lucky, I'd say.
Questions for Josh? Raise your hands for microphones. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Raise your hands with the microphones, please.
Did their quarterbacks kind of a ability to scramble and avoid sacks, did that surprise you guys at all?
Going in, we knew that was one of the reasons why they started him, because he has that ability. And just going through the game today, it was getting a little aggravating on the defensive line, sideline, just saying, man, he's not taking no sacks. He's running around and avoiding it, and 14 did a good job. He has a bright future.
Coach Fuente did mention the fact that the idea was to put some pressure on him.
Yeah.
Was that sort of the thinking with a guy making his first career start, 17-year-old freshman, let's try to get in his face and rattle him and make life difficult, even though he was able to escape some?
Yeah, definitely. That definitely was the plan. Going through the week, we was going to put some pressure on to see how he react early. I feel like he did a pretty good job. 1 third down, he got out on us, and and once he did that, I said, wow, he's pretty good. So hats off to him. And I feel like overall we did a pretty good job.
The second shutout. I mean, it's did you listen to Mook and how he said, he talked about the 2006 defense and how they had 4 shutouts, and he said you guys would, certainly like to aim for 4, maybe 5. I don't think be asking a lot, but how good does it feel to get a second one? And did you feel as dominant out there as the scoreboard sort of indicated?
Yeah, shutout is always huge, especially at this level in today's world. It's definitely hard, but I think we almost played a perfect game today defensively. Coach Foster always asks us and tells us every week that we have not played our best ball yet. We still haven't today. It was a couple plays we gave away, but I feel like overall we executed. Everybody came out, so I just think that a couple more would be pretty good. I think it would be pretty good.
Both of those shutouts have occurred here in Lane Stadium. Do you think that the home field advantage has a lot to do with those?
If you really think about it, I think so. The Hokie Nation is best in the land. Third downs are important. Whenever it's third down, I just get a little jittery. Because I always know that Hokie Nation, the fans have our back. But I think Lane might have played a role, but also that's us also. Us coming. We had a great week of practice. We prepped all week. And that was Coach Foster and Coach Wiles and Coach Fuente's message coming after the ECU week that everybody has a great week of practice. And I feel like players stepped up to that challenge and it showed on the field today.
With 2 shutouts and really 7 quarters of shutout ball now, how confident are you guys collectively heading into this Clemson game?
I think we're pretty confident, and it's not nothing to do with the shutouts, it's just being under Coach Foster and going to work every day, playing for Coach Fuente. It's just our mentality on the Nasty D, Lunch Bell D. That's our mentality. Shutout or not, we always have confidence going into each game.
Thank you. Okay, raise your hands.
After the game, I saw you hit a boot on your left foot. Is there anything wrong? How you feeling right now?
I feel great. I think I just tweaked it a little bit, just sprained it. I think it's fine though. I'll be back ready to go, just ice it and We're ready to go.
Back to seated back.
How nice was it to get a rhythm for the run game there, considering how much you guys go in and out at that position?
It's pretty nice to get a rhythm going. You know, once one of the running backs get a rhythm, he usually gets you in there and like lets you do your thing. So that's pretty, like, I guess, good for like us as a whole, I guess.
What route were you running on that touchdown pass, and did you just kind of realize I need to get down there just in case something happens?
Nah, it was actually a route. I was just running a wheel route, and like that's like an actual route that we run. Like we're just a little closer than we usually are, and like as I saw Cam go for the ball, like I was just gonna let him catch the ball because it's Cam. So like as soon as I seen it bounce off his hands, it just landed right in my hands. I was right there in the right moment at the right time, I guess. I don't know.
You don't have an awful lot of time to just watch football games, but have you watched much of Clemson at all, or?
Nah, I haven't really got to watch much of any games yet. Like, just focus on practicing, like, television, just focus on the team that we have, like, that week, you know.
You really don't know much about them at all, huh?
No, sir.
Anything else for Steve? Last question.
I believe this is your first career multi-touchdown game. How good did that feel to get in there multiple times?
It felt pretty good getting there more than once a game. Like you said, it's my first time doing this, so like it's pretty special. I guess like to do that. Hopefully, I can do that again. Like,
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Stephen will be out in the hall too. Questions for Coach Foster?
What did you guys do defensively just to kind of bottle them up really all game? Even though their quarterback was able to avoid some sacks, it seemed like they never really got into a rhythm offensively.
Yeah, I mean, I really thought, number one, I thought our kids played really, really well. We challenged them to come out and be fast starters this week. You know, what they did, I thought they were going to run the quarterback a little bit more than they did. They came out through a lot of quick game. Thought we kind of got a feel for what they were doing on that part of it. And I thought our coverage was nice and tight. You know, wanted to win the line of scrimmage so we couldn't establish a run game, or they could establish a run game. And so I thought we accomplished what we set out to do. You know, obviously in this day and age, we would like to have some more sacks and get any sacks, if any. But against our defense and our reputation, people are going to try to get rid of the football, and I would have liked to have contained him a couple times when we had some opportunities. But that was one of his strengths, and we felt like if we could keep him contained, he might play for us a little bit. He did a nice job, but I think it's all said and done. Our kids did a great job controlling line of scrimmage. We had nice tight coverage, and we accomplished what we wanted to do. We wanted to limit their run game, and then you know, I think we were 2 or 14 on third down, so that was big, and not allowing them to get any continuity, any kind of drives going, you know, from that standpoint.
But how glad were you to see Devine come down with that interception to set up the first touchdown? Then he came out. Is that serious? What happened with his foot there?
You know, I'm not for sure. We'll have to find out tomorrow. We'll see what the evaluation is. I'm you know, hope for the best, but that was a big play. I felt like, you know, we were sputtering a little bit, and we were playing hard defensively. We needed to make something happen. We talked about that. That was one we got some good pressure. The quarterback threw it up, and he was in the right spot. You know, and Devine, we teased him a couple times this week. He dropped a couple balls, so he spent a little time catching the football after practice a couple days, and he's been battling that wrist. And but big play for us, and we went right in and scored. And you know, that was a big momentum swing for us, and you know, from that standpoint.
Williams had a decent start, but I think he was only 3 of his last 16 throwing it. You know, you would think he'd have a higher percentage if they're in quick game. Was it a matter of your pressure? And do you do anything different knowing how young he is?
Yeah, I mean, we did bring quite a bit of edge pressure, and we brought a lot of pressure up the pipe as well. And, you know, altered his throws, made him throw with moving. And as we watched on film, you know, if he could set up and step up in the pocket, he really, just like a lot of quarterbacks, you know, he had the accuracy and the time to do things. But if he started making a move, then his accuracy was not quite as good. And then the timing and those type of things. And being a young quarterback, and I really felt like these guys had some dynamic skill kids. I really liked the running back, as I told you guys. I thought the receivers were really quality guys. And this guy scared me, as just seeing his ability to run, and he's got a live arm. And you know, we were concerned coming in, but our kids did a great job of playing our coverage, being very tight, and making him have to make really good throws, and you know, throws with having to move his feet a little bit, which, you know, obviously was off target a little bit. So, but it was a little bit of combination of a little bit of pressure, but also tight coverage, which I was pleased with how our kids competed that way on the perimeter.
But you stuck around to play in games like you're going to play next week against Clemson. How excited, eager are you to play in a game of that sort of caliber in the stadium again?
Well, you know, we've played in a lot of games like this over the years here, and it's going to be exciting to get back to have that kind of platform here in Blacksburg again, you know, where there's a lot on the line. And obviously it's just the first ACC game, but you're talking about, you know, a premier team coming in our place again, and we've had some of those kind of squads come in our place, and it just should be a great atmosphere. We should have no reason, you know, for our kids to have any problem getting, you know, having a great week of practice, and looking forward to this game. And we're going to be challenged tremendously, though. This is a dynamic football team, dynamic athletes. They've got a lot of depth, you know, all across the board, and we'll have to have a great week of practice. And you get out of what you put into it. And, you know, if we have a great week of practice, then, you know, we'll be competitive on Saturday night, and we'll see where it goes from there. But we'll have to play a great football game for 60 minutes, but we're capable of doing that.
Anything else from Coach Foster? Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, guys and gals.
Thanks, brother.
Thank you. All right.
I do. Pete, is that it?
Have you played?
Okay, that's it.